I personally had a really difficult time during those last few weeks of pregnancy. But given the benefit of hindsight, I'm going to share with you 10 things that I would do differently next time to help me through that period so that I didn't feel as low in mood and really struggle in the way that I did. My name is Sophie Harris and I am a pregnancy and postpartum psychotherapist, and I help new mums to feel confident and content overcoming any issues with anxiety or low mood that they may have. Okay, let's get on with the video. The first tip would be just not to be so hard on myself. I literally beat myself up so much in those last few weeks. I was experiencing severe pelvic pain and I found it difficult to move, and I was really not enjoying myself, and I was feeling like I should be enjoying myself, and I was just so mean. But it is so unnecessary. Of course it is going to be hard if we are experiencing one of the more difficult types of pregnancy, and it is completely okay. Instead, I would just try to practice that self-compassion. I would try to talk to myself and really think about how I would talk to a friend in that situation and what love and support I would give to either a friend or even thinking about my future child. Like, what would I want to say to them if they were going through something similar? The second tip would be to arrange daily phone calls with friends. I became really isolated during my pregnancy and I just felt really sorry for myself. And it is in those moments where we connect with our friends and we realise that it is not as big a deal as what our heads think it is. I don't know if you've experienced this, but when you spend a lot of time alone and you can get to the place where you think it's the worst thing in the world and you just feel so awful, and then you speak to someone and you realise it's not that big a deal, you're actually okay, you can laugh, and scheduling in those phone calls, even if you don't feel like having them, will be really helpful in helping you manage. And the third tip would be, if I was in a position to, I would hire a professional cleaner to help me for a few weeks. Because I was struggling so much physically, I felt like I should be able to manage all of this stuff. But actually, it is completely okay if I'm in a financial and physical position where I'm able to be able to get support from somebody else in the time that I need it. And then the next tip that I have is to focus on daily rituals. So this means that to spend some time drinking nice tea, body brushing, putting moisturiser on, but having these little moments that help me connect to my body in the day. I think that during my pregnancy I became very disconnected from my body because I found it so difficult with all of those changes going on. But actually learning these ways to reconnect with my body and to slow down and to realise that I'm okay just where I am. And I'm interested to hear from you. Is there any self-care practices or rituals or ways that help you connect with your body? If there are, let me know in the comment section below. And talking of reconnecting with your body, something that I would definitely do next time would be to get a pregnancy massage. There is something so regulating about having somebody support you, and that nourishment and that reconnection of your body. This will help with anxiety, mood, and just really help bring you into your body, and to know that it is okay just where you are. You don't need to just numb and to be distant from yourself. Okay, and the next tip I would have is to stop comparing myself. So as I mentioned, during my pregnancy I had severe pelvic pain during my third trimester, which meant that I was unable to move very far at all. This really got to me, as something that I've always done is use physical exercise as a way of coping. And I can tell you that going on social media and seeing people kind of posting workouts like a few days before they gave birth, or just looking really great, and this is no disrespect to those people who are doing that, because good on you, but for me in that time it did not serve me at all. I felt like I was a failure, I felt like I wasn't doing pregnancy right, And as a recovering perfectionist, I found this incredibly difficult. So I would definitely tone down the social media and just know that everyone has their own journey. There will be people who are experiencing a lot more of a difficult pregnancy for many reasons than me, and there will be people who are experiencing much more ease in their pregnancy, and that's just the way that life goes. I think that when we are struggling, our minds have this annoying way of playing a trick on us that we're the only ones that are struggling, but that is definitely not the case. And my 7th tip is that I would invite my best friend to stay. Maybe this would be a bit more difficult now I do have a toddler, let's not lie about this. But having my best friend who I don't need to talk around, I don't need to do anything, who would really be a supportive person to me, I would just have her to stay for a couple of days. I think it would really help me take me out of myself and help me not just focus on the troubles that I'm having, but just be able to kind of relax into that moment more. And then I would also practice my breathing and relaxation techniques. I think during my first birth, I probably didn't do enough prep for my birth in general, but I think all of those breathing techniques could have helped me so much during pregnancy. So something that I really love to use is breathing in through my nose and then breathing in, let's say for a count of 4, and then right into my belly, and then out for a count of 8, out through my mouth. And this is taught, I know, for people giving birth, but I also use it with my clients during pregnancy and postpartum because it is a deeply regulating breathing technique which helps balance out your nervous system. I would definitely focus on this more if I was to be going through my last few weeks of pregnancy again. And then, in maybe contradiction to that or with that, I would just embrace Netflix more. I would make a list of what films I wanted to watch. I would make a list of TV programs because it isn't forever. I'm not the biggest TV fan, but it is okay to watch much more TV for a few weeks and just really focus on this sedentary task, the stuff where I don't need to move, because it isn't going to last forever. Which brings me on to the last tip, that actually I really hope next time, knowing that this feeling won't last forever, will be much more helpful. And of course during your first pregnancy you kind of know that it's not going to, but I feel like I have the perspective now of having gone through a difficult pregnancy, probably forgotten how difficult I found some of it, and actually this is just a moment in time. I hope next time I will be much more able to embrace that time and just embrace it for what it is. Like, all of those physical things have recovered. I have a baby that I love, and it's just a moment in time that we can get through. This is just a chapter. If you are in your last few weeks of pregnancy and struggling, may I recommend that you check out my Instagram page, Looking After Mum, which is where I got this original post from, well, where I created this original post. And I post regular support through pregnancy and postpartum, but also we have loads of great chats in the stories of really supportive mums supporting each other, and it feels really good. And finally, if you found this video helpful, then please give it a like, because it would very much help my channel. And don't forget to subscribe, because we will be having videos twice weekly which will take you right through your pregnancy to postpartum period and beyond, helping you manage anxiety, low mood, and just generally feeling a lot better in yourself. Don't forget to watch my other videos where I will leave a link on the screen now. Bye!